move to adopt the agenda.
Second.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes. Tonight, we have a public hearing. This is on the 2020 preliminary tax budget. Ken?
Thank you. Every year before July the 20th, the townships and other cities and villages need to submit a tax budget to the county auditor. School districts, for some reason, do not. In the beginning, when I first started filling out that tax budget, I was not happy about the fact that we had to do it. But it does provide us with a lot of information. It makes us think. All the department heads got together, the administration got together, and we obviously used some past numbers, the history of what was going on with Anderson Township and all the different funds. And we came up with a tax budget that actually is about $400,000 more than the permanent budget of 2019. And that includes some extra money, like a $700,000 permanent improvement increase, because we have $700,000 in the permanent improvement budget, and we want to use that to dredge the lake, do some things around the township buildings, all part of the initial borrowing in our bond of $32 million, going way back. So we like to clean that out. We have a couple transfers of $200,000, which translate into a couple expenditures. So right there, there's $1 million more. So we're pretty much under what our permanent budget is. And our past history shows that our expenses are always less than our budgets. As a matter of fact, in 2018, we had a final budget of $45 million, and we spent $38 million. I would also tell you about that $38 million, we did have $600 million in sheriff's contracts that were not billed to us in a timely manner, so that kind of transfers over that we didn't spend that money last year. We had some public works projects that were delayed, and we will probably spend that money this year. So, but anyway, the final summary budget that has to be submitted to the county auditor's office actually tonight, because we don't want to wait till tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day, because the 20th is Saturday. I did call and say, can we do it on Monday? And they said no. So we're going to fax everything down to the county auditor tonight. The final,
We still have fax? We still fax things, huh?
Somebody does.
They don't have one though.
well, we're not going to fax. We're going to email it.
Oh.
Thank you.
Scan.
I'm still in the fax mode.
Scan.
Yeah, we're going to scan it. The new budget is $47,046,6801, which I said is $400,000 more than our permanent budget of $46,647,750. So we're doing what we do every year. We're looking 6 months in advance, and actually 18 months in advance, to figure out what we're actually spending next year. This will change during the next 6 months, actually 9 months before March the 31st of 2020, we will have to adopt a permanent budget. It will be a lot different than this, because we'll have more information. And a lot of the budget is transfer money, bond payment money, which next year will be our last year to make a bond payment of over $3 million. And we give over $13 million to Cincinnati Public Schools and Forest Hill School District out of our TIF money. So we get so much money in, but then we give them their fair share. So, any questions?
I don't think so. This is a public hearing. So if anyone, we will open the public hearing. If anyone has any comments about the preliminary summary tax budget, they can come up at this time.
So I would need your approval.
Well, let me close the
Yes.
public hearing.
First, then we can,
Thank you.
don't get anxious.
It's closed.
No,
Go ahead.
I move to approve the 2020 preliminary summary tax budget as presented by the fiscal officer.
Second,
Mr. Pappas,
yes.
Mrs. Stone,
Yes,
Mr. Gerg.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ken.
thank you.
No appropriation changes tonight. And the financial reports, as I say, in the middle of the year, the expenses are running less than what we had anticipated, and our revenues are a little bit higher than what we had anticipated, so let's hope that continues.
Thanks, Ken.
Thank
I think we have,
Jump right to that.
we don't have any minutes, do we?
Nope.
Nope.
Thank you.
We will go back.
Yes, let's go back.
Ken just knocked out all of his duties. One fell swoop. So we'll go back to public forum. Any individual that would like to address this board can do so at this time.
Good afternoon, good evening. My name is Bruce Burno, volunteer of the chair committee, of the tree committee. I come unannounced, the surprise, and I come bearing gifts. Andrew might know a little bit about this, but he wasn't supposed to tell anyone.
I did not tell a soul.
Good. Anyway, earlier this month, the Ohio Department of Natural Resources Division of Forestry had a 40th anniversary event. It was the 40th year since the Division of Forestry has been started. As many of you may know, Ohio leads the nation in the number of Tree City USA designations with 237. Anderson Township was one of only, Anderson Township was the second township in Ohio to be designated a Tree City USA. So anyway, as part of this forum up in Columbus, there was over 300 people there, and about 5 or 6 of us came from Paul's office and the tree committee. And one of the speakers, one of the foresters, gave a talk about working with your local city council and mayors and city managers and so forth. And we were shocked to learn that from so many of these other communities, what great difficulty they have in working with their city councils and again, city managers and mayors and so forth, and how they don't get much cooperation and support. And they're always told to plant more trees and not to spend any money on watering or pruning or maintenance or planting or anything like that. So this, Alan Seward was his name, is a regional forester from the Toledo area. He had his little gifts, special beer glasses, and with Corporal Boyman as my witness here, I went to, these are beer glasses, you're not allowed to use them until you get home. Or you can use them for iced tea or lemonade, whatever. But they are little gifts for our elected officials from our tree committee. And I'll point out, I'll give these to you, but on the back it says disciplined investment, and it has a little chart that leads, starting at the bottom with planning, removal, pruning, training, watering, mulching, site prep, and the last thing is planting. Because if you're gonna do planting, you have to do all these other steps first in order to making a wise investment and be using our money well. So again, it's a little gift for all, and I know all 3 of you have been on our tree committee at one point. Basically, we just want to say thank you for your support and cooperation. All 3 of you have been the liaison for our committee at certain times in your different tenures. You've had great attendance, you've asked good questions, you've offered good advice and suggestions for us. We appreciate it. And again, we're very proud of the work that the tree committee's done in Anderson Township. We've been at Tree City USA for a little over 10 years now. Andrew pointed out one of his social media posts recently, our July 8th meeting, which right after the 4th of July weekend, beautiful night, gorgeous evening. We have 14 people on our committee. They were all there. We had a packed house. It was almost standing room only. About 4 or 5 of our committee members are professional tree people in some way or form, so we have a really good committee. And again, we're just very proud of the work we're doing at Anderson Township. We want to thank you for your support and not only financial in terms of, I saw that tonight's the budget meeting, and I'm not coming here to allow pay for more budget, but thank you for your financial support. Thank you for all the other staff too. I know Paul's staff and Eric's staff and Public Works and everything. We get great support from everyone. So again, thank you for your support, and here's a little drink for you for later. And I did hear a word later that these are hand wash only. They're not very dishwasher safe, so.
Okay. you.
Well, thank you very much.
Exciting. Wow, thank you.
You didn't tell me I was getting it.
Great, thank you, yeah.
I'd like to say that we really do appreciate all the work that the committee does. And, yeah, it was a beautiful night the other night, and we had a full house, and we spent 2 hours talking about different varieties of trees, and just people don't appreciate the work that our volunteers put in selflessly. And it's the little things that you guys do that guide our residents to plant the right trees in the right locations that keep our township looking beautiful. So we thank you for all your service.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bruce.
Actually, I just started reading the book, The Overstory. Did you read that? It's about trees. It just won the Pulitzer Prize for fiction. I just started it yesterday.
What's
No,
that?
It's really good. It's
What's
about trees.
What's
It's a book, Andrew.
A book?
People read them. So
Is that
anyway,
pictures?
I'm just thinking that would be a really good book for your committee to read.
It's the pop-up
And I
one?
think maybe we can do maybe a township book club and have it's a great book, and it's all about trees. It's The Overstory. Yeah.
Was
Stories
that a Friday or Saturday night read? I mean, what, you mean usually?
Okay, never mind.
Thank you.
Just
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Party, Dee's house.
Anyone else?
Bring your book.
All right. I don't know who's been here the longest from our team, but how many times has somebody showed up at a trustee meeting to bring gifts?
Never.
Not very often.
Thanks again.
Yeah, these are really nice.
I will
Thank
put it to good use, I promise you that.
I can second that, he will.
Trustee comments. Andrew?
No, I just said it. Our tree committee, thank you so much for all that you do. And just remind everybody, anyone that might be watching, we've got a nice heat wave coming up. We had some strong weather come through the township this afternoon. I was at Kroger, and the wind was coming down sideways, the rain sideways. I hope we didn't have any damage. I hope everything's okay down by Coney with the crowd down there and the tents and everything else. But we do have some, this weekend, we're going to have some very hot weather. Please be aware that I saw an alert go out from my animal. I've been having some animal issues, not myself, but keep your pets inside if you can. It's really, really hot. I know that we have a resolution about pets. I don't know if that comes into play right now, but
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
you
Yes, it
guys
does, as far as
definitely need to
covering.
watch out for the dogs and the cats. It's not gonna be nice for the next few days. I mean, it's not horrid, but it's gonna be very uncomfortable, so let's keep an eye out for them. That's it.
Thank you.
And thank you for that book recommendation, Dee. I'm
You're
gonna put that on my
welcome, Andrew.
list. Thank you.
You're welcome, Andrew. I have nothing. You said it all. Thank you, Andrew.
Yes, you did. Earlier this year, the Board of County Commissioners began holding a meeting each month in the evening outside of their normal meeting place downtown in different communities. Well, they are scheduled to be here in Anderson Township on August 15th. So they will meet, I guess, in this room at 4:30 p.m. on August 15th. So everyone out there in TV land that sees this, when they see this, August 15th, 4:30, Hamilton County Commissioner meeting here in Anderson Township.
YouTube.
That's all I have. And then you can stick around for our meeting that night. All right, Ken?
Can I do mine again, or?
No, you can't.
Sorry about that.
No.
All right.
I was
don't.
on a,
That's
kind of on a
okay.
roll.
Margaret's
are.
not here, so I'm guessing there's no law director report.
That's correct.
So we'll go to Paul for planning and zoning.
Good evening. We have two resolutions for your consideration tonight, both for subsequent nuisance for tall grass. The first property is located at 8115 Forest Road, owned by Barbara Winstead.
I move to adopt a resolution determining existence of subsequent nuisance on land owned by Barbara A. Winstead located at 8115 Forest Road in Anderson Township, and providing for notice and remediation under section 505.87C of the revised code.
Second.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Gerb?
Yes.
The second property for your consideration is at 7127 Beachmont Avenue, same thing, tall grass. This is owned by Marlene Jones, and again, located at 7127 Beachmont Avenue.
I move to adopt a resolution determining existence of subsequent nuisance on land owned by Marlene Jones located at 7127 Beachmont Avenue in Anderson Township and providing for notice and remediation according to section 505.87C of the revised code.
Second.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Gerth?
Yes.
The pictures tonight, the grass isn't overly tall. However, with the scheduling of the meetings and the notices going out to the owners, we wanted to make sure that, this was before you tonight. The 2 weeks of dry weather slowed things,
It's
but
gonna
now
rain.
it's
Right now
gonna
this
start
rain's
growing
gonna
again.
shoot
Yeah,
up.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
Corporal Boyman is filling in for Lieutenant McElroy.
Hello.
The only thing that we have this evening is a liquor license stock transfer request for UAOH1 LLC doing business as Uptown Art, located at 7713 Beachmont Avenue, and the sheriff's office has no objections to this.
You got it.
I move to adopt a resolution not to object to a liquor license stock transfer request for UAOH1 LLC DBA Uptown Art located at 7713 Beachmont Avenue.
Second.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Gerth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Public Works.
As the board is aware, Public Works had budgeted 2019 TIF dollars for the purchase of a new sign truck. I am recommending we purchase a 2019 3500 Ram cab and chassis for $32,802 from Jeff Weiler, and also pay $14,000 even to the K.E. Rose Company to install a steel flatbed with a crane and toolboxes. Weiler is allowing a $3,500 trade-in on our current sign truck, which is a 2004 Ford F-250 with 121,000 miles on it. I am recommending we purchase the 2019 new sign truck for the total purchase price of $46,802, utilizing the state bid purchase process, less the $3,500 trade-in for the 2004 Ford F-250. And that's before you tonight for your consideration.
I don't have anyone have any questions on that? I don't. That's all we're getting for the truck, the $3,500?
Yeah, the truck actually needs more work than that.
Oh, okay.
By the time we put tires and brakes and fix everything that's on it now, we'll have more in it than 4,000.
All right. I move to adopt a resolution authorizing the disposition of surplus equipment and trade-in against the purchase price of additional equipment to be purchased pursuant to sections 505.10A3 and section 505.101 of the revised code.
Second.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Gerth?
Yes.
Thank you very much, that's all I have.
Fire and Rescue, do we have, okay.
$3,500.
So, Vicki, looks like you're up.
Yes, we're going to defer item 12A. Ms. Parker will present items B and C.
Okay.
As the board is aware, this is the time of year when we look at our employee health insurance package. We continue to have a good experience as being part of the Center for Local Government Benefits pool. Being a non-profit, self-insuring group, I believe we continue to get the best renewal rate because our renewal rates are entirely driven by claims. There is no profit margin factored in as you would have if we went directly to a private insurance carrier. The claims service, the plan design continues to work well for our employees. We do have a 6% increase this year. Again, that is entirely claims driven. Some years it will be about that, some years it will be lower. But overall, our experience continues to be good, and I would recommend that we renew for one more year with the CLG-BP.
I move to authorize the Assistant Township Administrator for HR to renew the township's employee medical insurance plan through the Great Center for Local Government Benefits Pool as presented.
Second.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Gerth?
Yes.
Thank you. I'd like to remind everybody that the 21st annual Greater Anderson Days is coming up. That'll be July 26th through the 28th, again at Beach Acres Park. So I hope everybody can come out even for a little while, maybe dodge the rainstorms if we're still having that, and support a good cause. Thank you.
Thanks, Susan.
We'll be there.
The next item that we have to request is authorization to bid Phase 1 of the Anderson Parks Recplex renovation project. This will include mechanical systems, new lighting, doors, windows, upgrading the restrooms so that they are ADA compliant now that the township owns that facility. We're going to, after we bid the project, we hope to return to the board at the September meeting to request acceptance of the most responsive bidder. Again, this is Phase 1. Phase 2, we will start on that next year, and that'll include furnishings and outdoor exterior improvements and hopefully some expanded or improved parking areas. So there is a motion before you that would authorize bidding of Phase 1.
I move to authorize bid advertisement for Phase 1 of the Anderson Parks Recplex renovation project.
Second.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Thank you. The next item, the Ohio Revised Code permits property owners to do some special energy improvement projects for their properties and to finance those projects through voluntary special assessments. In order to partake of that, property owners must petition the Board of Township Trustees to consider those assessments. And anticipation of additional requests, we've already had one that the board acted upon, but in anticipation of future requests, we wanted to firm up the guidelines and how requests are to be submitted to the board to ensure consistency. And we have developed with that the Energy Special Improvement District Request Guidelines, and we're asking the board for its consideration of those guidelines this evening.
I move to adopt a resolution approving guidelines with respect to Energy Special Improvement District requests.
Second.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Thank you. The Transportation Advisory Committee, the board typically makes appointments to committees at the end of the year. Given the involvement that we have with the school district over the years and all the improvements we have done through the Safe Routes to School program, in discussing that program with the president of the Forest Hills School Board, a request came to us to appoint Richard Porter, who is the transportation supervisor for Forest Hills Schools, to TAC. Staff recommend that appointment. There is a motion before you.
I move to appoint Richard Porter as a member of the Anderson Township Transportation Advisory Committee for 2019.
Second.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Thank you. There are 3 items arising from executive session discussion. The first relates to the assistant chief and the battalion chiefs within the Fire and Rescue Department. For those that are not aware, the battalion chiefs in particular, we have 3 battalion chiefs. They work 24 hours on, then they're technically off for 48 hours. But what happens is that these individuals spend a great deal of time coming in for meetings, for training. They also, since there are only 3 of them, they often fill in for each other when they're off for, vacation or sick leave or some other incident. Battalion chiefs are in charge of the firefighters at each of our 4 stations. They usually run incident command. They have a tremendous amount of responsibility. Each one of them has a particular area. One is in charge of EMS, one support services, which is all of our apparatus and equipment, and the other's in charge of training for all 65 of our firefighters. I had the pleasure of riding along with Battalion Chief Casper Zach recently, spent several hours with him watching his daily duties, and I can tell you there's very little time for them to sit and do nothing on their 24-hour shift. So it is with Township Administration pleasure that we represent or ask the board for consideration of adjustments that are presented during exec session that would recognize these individuals for the hours that they work above and beyond their normal schedule.
I move to authorize the adjustments for the Fire and Rescue Department Assistant Chief and Battalion Chiefs as presented, effective July 21st, 2019.
Second.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Thank you. The next item arising from exec session relates to our assistant to the district commander, who is a township employee, although she provides assistance to the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office. In order for her to continue to have access to the criminal information databases maintained by the Sheriff's Department, there is an agreement that I would need to sign, and I'm asking the board for its consideration of that authorization this evening.
I move to authorize the Township Administrator to sign the Management Control Agreement between Hamilton County Sheriff's Office and Anderson Township, and to set the hourly wage for the Assistant to the District Commander at $25.70 per hour, effective July 23rd, 2019.
Second.
Mr. Pappas? Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Yes, and the last item arising from executive session is a recommendation for the Anderson Township Fiscal Officer for the board's consideration.
I move to authorize a 2.7% increase to the annual salary of the fiscal office manager and a 3.3% increase for the assistant fiscal office manager. Both adjustments will become effective on July 21st, 2019.
Second.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Thank you, that's all we have for the board this evening.
Very good.
When's the next meeting?
Our next meeting is August 15th, right after the Hamilton County Commissioner meeting in this room
Here?
at 6 o'clock. Citizens can call, or they can go on Facebook and do whatever they do there. With that, I'll move to adjourn.
Second.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for coming.
Okay.
Enjoy the
Don't
heat.
forget
Dee,
your
enjoy
flag.
your soccer game.